Have you all seen this? The embrace. The first thing I want to just say about this in our cozy little get together that we're having today, the first thing that I want to say about this is that the artists, at least they got a black guy to do it. Do you remember when they got the MLK statue in DC, just down the road from here, was done by an Asian guy, a hardcore anti-white Asian guy. So at least they got a black guy this time to do this. So that makes sense. I'll have you notice there are no heads. And it's a bit weird. It says here gets mixed reactions. Statue honoring MLK and his wife unveiled this week, depicting a famous hug they gave each other. But not everyone sees that. Let's just cut to the chase. From one angle, it looks like a giant penis is being held. All right, let's just be serious. From other angles, it looks like worms, tentacles out of like some sort of bizarre, sicko tentacle porno. It's called The Embrace. Why didn't the guy put heads on them? I'm curious. Hank Willis Thomas. And this guy's got some other interesting. Maybe we'll take a quick look at, see if I have that. This guy's got some other interesting pieces of art. From some angles, it looks like a teacup poodle has taken a dump and it's just been magnified enormously. And you're like, oh, I always wanted to know what the dump of a teacup poodle would look like if it were made bigger than a dump truck. I just so happy. Look at this guy's reaction. Even this guy's like, what the hell is that? Now, if you didn't make him happy, you know something's wrong. The headless statue. So here's the thing that I want to mention, if I can, and I can find this guy while I'm looking here. Art and what is considered art is something that broadly is centered in, emanates from, is derived from the biospirit, the instinct of the people. This expression, and in the West, at its height, we called it art. And then that word was hijacked by anti-whites who wanted to undermine what art did for us. A lot of people talk about art in the West. There's been a lot of conversations about it and what art is supposed to do, what exactly is art. And importantly, I believe at its root, it is an expression that resonates with you biospiritually. That is why you never have seen, prior to multiracial societies and white people being anti-white and hating the white race and wanting to create things that are anathema. Across the West, what you saw before that were projections of that, what's inside, that the other people who had the same instincts resonated with. That's why you never saw white artists in the West create African art. That's why you never saw white artists in the West create Asian or Asiatic art. No, and there's no cosmic scale. There's no one is better than the other as far as like in the cosmos. If you're Asian, I submit to you that Asian art is going to resonate more with you, even if you look at art made by white people, especially at a time when white people were proud of who we were. You could look at it just like I can look at Asian art and appreciate. I can look at Asian architecture and appreciate. I can think, wow, it's pretty. They did a really fabulous job there. But I don't feel harmony with it. I don't feel like this is something I would find in me. Does that make sense? So when you have a black artist make art, he is or she is making art on making something on the outside of the world that's happening inside. And so something like that might resonate with a lot of black people, but it's not going to resonate outside. I'm talking about biospiritually, not ideologically, with a lot of white people or a lot of Asian people or a lot of Hispanic people or a lot of Arab people. No cosmic scale, no one better than the other cosmically, but definitely a scale inside of each one of us, a metric inside of each one of us of, does this resonate with me? And this does not. It's like penises with hands having a sword fight. That's what it looks like. And this guy has created, a lot of anti-white, ideologically anti-white art, and you can look him up. There was one that I saw when this first came out, and now I don't see it. I wouldn't have taken it down, but maybe for some reason it's just not coming up again. Well, maybe, yeah. Let's try this. Nope, not that. Can we magnify this some? Okay, let me see if I can pull that one up. So it's only important to understand or appreciate this difference insofar as the understanding that the peoples of the world are, in my opinion, fundamentally different instinctually. Art is an aspect of culture. Culture is the aggregate of a people's expression. This is why every time you see white people somewhere in the world, they create Western culture. Black people, Black culture. Asiatic people's Asiatic culture. Arab people, Arab culture. Where you have non-white people in a Western country where they are numerically diffident, they don't have enough people, and these are concepts that are taught by the Go Free method, to confidently project what they have on the inside, they will conform to whatever the dominant is. Just like they will do the same, white people will do the same when they are numerically diffident in non-white countries. We see white people moving to places in Central South America. I think is very foolish. You're setting yourselves up for some really horrific genocide in the future, in my opinion, when the West can't support these countries anymore. When they go down there, they don't recreate Western culture in a way that it's forced upon the natives. Native facing in those environments, they're going to conform to their culture, their norms, what they project in their homes, and maybe starting on the inside of their homes and then maybe making its way to the exterior of their homes. You would begin to see. So you would see, for example, Western art, what they would resonate with these white people. So here's another. Let's see if I can find this. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's the same artist, Hank Willis Thomas. And I believe this is one of his beautiful creations. Now, there are going to be folks in the world that this resonates with. They think that's a beautiful thing. I think that having something close to a muzzle is not so attractive. Maybe this is also manipulated with some software tools. I don't know. But I don't resonate with that. There are plenty of works of art that my people have created that I resonate with. So what's the problem in a multiracial country? What ends up happening? It's something we talk about. It's fine when you have numerically diffident groups within a Western society, and they have their expression here or there where they live. But it's not fine when those groups become confident enough to project their instinct, their biospirit on their environment, because that environment is our environment. And to project it there, they have to white erase what's there already. They got to pull down those statues of those great white painters and thinkers and heroes to put up statues that look like penises with hands. Maybe not specifically there, but generally speaking, you have the space is, they're not going out and saying, we're going to build just this group of this racial people. We're going to go out and build a whole new city. And therefore all of the squares in it where statues could go, we're going to put ours. That's not happening. So you end up in a cultural arms race. And cultural arms races have, in my opinion, and reading of history throughout the world, ended in balkanization and are very bloody.